disturbing surprise for my bachelor's party, so I am taking them to court. Before I met my fiancé, I was not a good person. I manipulated and used women all the time and thought it was cool and fun. This was partly because of my unresolved trauma from women in my childhood. When I graduated from college, I started taking care of myself, physically, emotionally, and most importantly, mentally. My best man knew about this, followed my journey, and was generally very supportive. Our other friends, groomsmen, not so much. I met my fiancé shortly after the changes I made. My fiancé helped me heal from my trauma and has embraced me with all my flaws. I feel so loved and cared for, and she's the one I want to spend the rest of my life with. I've opened up to her about everything. She knows my friend group and how they are. She encouraged me to have a bachelor's party so I wouldn't miss out on a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I told the boys I didn't want anything to do with strippers, strip clubs, or any variation of naked or semi-naked girls. They agreed. We went to a hotel with a casino and gambled for most of the afternoon. In the evening, we went back to our room and drank some more, and by the time it was 9 p.m., I was utterly wasted. This is where things took a turn for the worse. My groomsmen were talking to a group of girls who were having a bachelorette party when we were gambling in the afternoon. They invited them to our room, and they showed up at 9. When they showed up, things got crazy. We all went to a club, at which point I pretty much blacked out. I remember telling my best man to take me back, and that I didn't feel good about being this drunk at a club, but he just sort of shrugged and laughed it off. The next thing I remember is coming in and out of consciousness while one of the bridesmaids from the other party was unzipping my pants in her hotel room. I tried to push her away but kept blacking out, and I even mustered enough energy to say out loud, "Please stop, I don't want to." She kept going, and I finished. I was back in our hotel room when I woke up the next morning. I thought I had a terrible nightmare, but I slowly started remembering everything, and I began to have a panic attack. I woke everyone and tried to find out what happened. My groomsmen were extremely dismissive and did not take it seriously, but I pressed until one of them admitted that they thought it would be funny to convince one of the bridesmaids to take me back to her room and give me one more night of fun before I become trapped. I lost my shut and freaked out. I left without them and stayed with my cousin until I figured out what to do next. I called my fiancé and told her I needed to postpone the wedding. I needed time to think. The boys and my fiancé have been blowing up my phone. I've only been responding to my fiancé and reassuring her that it's not her, it's something with me. I sent one text 1 week later to my boys' group chat, telling them they were all uninvited. I told my fiancé about this, but didn't explain why. My best man said he had no idea what they were up to and felt like shot for not being there to stop or protect me. I feel so lost. I haven't slept for days. I can't eat. I can't think. I can't breathe. Update. After getting the courage, I took my cousin with me to meet my fiancé and had a speech prepared on paper. We decided to meet at home, so my cousin and I drove to her. We pulled up to the driveway and my heart was pounding. I told my cousin I needed to turn around and couldn't do this, but he insisted and pushed me through it. When I exited the car, my fiancé opened the front door and stared at me with an emotionless face. I thought we had a horrible start. I dreaded going inside. We walk in, and my fiancé directs us to our living room. No one has said a word, and you can cut the tension with a butter knife. My cousin and I sit on one couch, and my fiancé is on the couch to the right of us, closest to me. I open by telling her I'm sorry about how I've been acting, and that she's done nothing wrong. I pull out my paper letter and start shaking a lot. I try reading the first couple of sentences, but eventually start to break down and have a panic attack. My cousin grabbed the letter and continued reading it until I could grab it back and continue. When I finished, I looked up and saw her distraught. She stood up, said she needed a minute to think, and went to the bathroom for half an hour. I didn't know what to think. I was devastated, and it was killing me inside. I didn't know what she was thinking, or what she would do next. I was thinking that, for the worst, she might cancel the wedding. I felt my heart slowly crushing, and I cried. When she opened the bathroom door, she ran up, hugged me, and started rolling her eyes out. She kept saying she was sorry about what happened to me, and wished she was there to protect me. We spent the rest of the night talking about it. She was very supportive and mad that I hadn't approached her sooner. She was furious with my ex-best man, and immediately texted her family without all the details, to explain my side. She said something along the lines of, "They did unforgivable things. We've decided to postpone the wedding while we both figure out how to work through this." My fiancé has already helped me connect with mental health resources that deal with assaults. I've already been to 2 sessions this week. She's been extremely supportive and comforting. We're looking into the next steps with the police to report the crime. Although I don't have much evidence, I honestly don't care if I get justice now. I'm glad my fiancé believes me. In the meantime, I'm happy I have the love of my life in my arms at night. I can rest easy at night. The nightmares have slowly stopped.